Imagine a world where ancient, tree-like beings, shepherds of the forest, live for thousands of years, yet carry a profound, unending sorrow. What tragedy could be so immense that it leaves such long-lived, patient creatures in a state of perpetual mourning? This deep sadness centers on a mystery that has puzzled many who delve into the lore of Middle-earth, the disappearance of the Entwives. The loss of Treebeard's Entwives was primarily caused by their distinct preferences for gardening and cultivation, which led them to settle in regions separate from the wild forests beloved by the male Ents. They were later engulfed and destroyed by the devastating wars waged by Sauron during the Second Age, leaving no survivors. The core reason for their separation lies in the fundamental nature of Ents versus Entwives. Male Ents loved the wild, untamed forests, cherishing trees and their natural growth. They preferred mountainous regions and deep woods, moving freely among the ancient trees. The Entwives, however, developed a passion for order, cultivation, and the nurturing of smaller, fruiting plants. They sought open, fertile lands where they could tame nature, plant seeds, and create beautiful, productive gardens. This difference in their fundamental desires for life and landscape led to a gradual, yet inevitable, divergence in their dwelling places. The Entwives eventually moved away to the kinder lands east of the Anduin River, particularly the region known as the Brown Lands, to establish their cherished gardens. Understanding this distinction helps us grasp the profound, yet non-combative, reason for their parting. It was not a quarrel or a dramatic disagreement, but a slow, organic drifting apart based on their innate ways of life. The male Ents would visit, but the Entwives' gardens grew further and further from the ancient forests. When Sauron's power grew in the Second Age, he laid waste to vast swathes of Middle-earth, destroying everything that stood in his path, including the cultivated lands of the Entwives. Their ordered gardens, so vulnerable to armies and fire, could not withstand his wrath, and the Entwives themselves perished, leaving behind only desolate, barren land. Treebeard and the other Ents searched for them for millennia, their longing echoing through the ages. This tragic event occurred long before the events of The Lord of the Rings, sometime after the foundation of Gondor and before the end of the Second Age. The Brown Lands, once a lush, cultivated paradise thanks to the Entwives, became a desolate wasteland, a stark testament to Sauron's destructive power. Treebeard himself tells us that he and the Ents would often journey far to the east, calling out for their lost partners, but they found only silence and scorched earth. The lasting impact of this separation and loss is profound. It explains why the Ents we encounter in the Third Age are so few and so mournful, a dwindling folk whose numbers can never truly recover without their female counterparts. Their sorrow is not just for the loss of companionship, but for the extinction of their future, a quiet tragedy woven deeply into the fabric of Middle-earth's ancient history, reminding us of the immense costs of war and the delicate balance of life.